Hi, I'm Sam with Family Heritage. I just want to start by thanking you for clicking on this video. But more importantly, I want you to take a moment and thank yourself. You may not realize this yet, but you're in a position to make an incredibly smart decision, not just for yourself, but for those you care about the most. You're in the right place at the right time, and I am so excited to share this opportunity with you today. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the intensive care unit plan that we have here with Family Heritage. So let's hop right in. According to the National Institute of Health, more than 5.7 million patients are admitted annually into an intensive care unit. Common risk factors include just pretty much being alive. We're all prone to getting into an accident. Understanding these risks can help. However, the bad news is that accidents are still very emotionally and financially expensive when they do occur. So this is the most important part of what we do. And when you understand this, you'll understand why we work with over 13 million policyholders here nationwide. And if this makes sense to you, it'll probably be something you want to participate in as well. So there's two types of costs associated with anything major health-wise. We're not here to tell you about your doctor bills, the direct side of things, because this is what your health insurance is for. So what we talk to folks about is the bigger portion of this iceberg here, the hidden costs. This is the thing that sunk the Titanic ship and is typically the hidden expenses that sink people's finances. Indirect costs are actually the leading cause of bankruptcy in this country, and this is just what we get to protect people from. Does anything come to mind to you when you hear of hidden or indirect costs associated with something like an ICU visit? Common indirect cost, simply just that lost income. If you're not working, you're not making money, and everything kind of snowballs from there. And if you're not working, your bills of life obviously don't slow down at all. Still have to pay rent, car payment, utilities and food aren't getting any cheaper nowadays, maybe credit card bills. And these are all the bills that we know about and we plan for every month. But when something unexpected like an ICU visit occurs, you also get bills you don't plan for. Even with the best of insurance, you have limitations with copayments and deductibles. And if you don't have health insurance, you're paying for everything out of pocket, and we just want to help you do that. Nothing against local doctors, but sometimes you need to go outside of the state to get the proper care that you need. Now you have to pay for plane tickets, travel, food costs. And so we just want to help you do that. I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but God forbid something were to happen to you today. What do you have as a backup plan to protect the savings that you have and the assets that you own? If you're like most of us, you probably don't have a backup plan. So typically the first line of defense when it comes to mitigating these indirect costs are dip into savings. That stuff is there, but it's definitely not the most fun option to touch. You don't work really hard just to have that all be wiped away by an accident. And then after the savings have been wiped out, then people go on to sell the bigger items. Homes, cars, personal items. I'm sure you've heard of people losing the family farm. So there is a better option, and this is what supplemental coverage was designed for. And this is just put into place to help us protect your assets, your family, and your savings. And we do that simply by skipping the middleman and paying money directly to you. So your health insurance is there to pay the doctors, and we're here to pay you on top of anything else you have in place to keep those bills at home afloat when you're going through something stressful. What's really great is this pays in addition to any other insurance that you own and can provide coverage just for you, but can also be extended to the entire family. And as I said, we have over 13 million policyholders here nationwide. And the reason people are choosing to work with us is because this process is very simple to understand. You're going to know right away if this is for you. Our plans are very affordable. We work with many different people with varying budgets, and it's an easy decision. The coverage is there if you need it, but if you don't end up actually using the coverage, we refund every single penny back to you after 25 years of time. And I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. But here's a little bit more about our company. We have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and an A+ superior rating from AM Best. And this company's job is just to take insurance companies and virtually just give them a credit score. So kind of a silly question, but what would happen to someone's credit score if they were unable to make their payments? It would go down. And if we weren't able to pay out our policyholders when they were going through something stressful, our AM Best score would go down. So this is one of our policyholders, Ty out of Iowa, and he wrote here in this claim, I am thankful that I took out insurance with Globe Life, recently had a baby that was premature and had to spend 30 days in the NICU. I got a settlement that helped with the days off and travel back and forth to the hospital. Now, obviously, no one plans to have their baby come premature, but when this happened to Ty, we paid him $19,000. Now, that's not millions of dollars, but could you see how that would relieve a lot of financial stress if you were going through something like that? But luckily, that was the long part of the presentation. The policy itself is just a couple of pages. You might like it, you might not. About half the people we show this to get it, and the other half don't. If for whatever reason you fall into that second boat, that's totally fine. We know this is not for everyone. But after I'm done presenting a clear case for what we do, I just want you to go with your gut and ask yourself, would this make sense and feel good for me to have? We'll hop right in. So this is the actual policy itself. As you can see here, we have Preferred 4 and Elite 8. The difference between the two is the Elite 8 just pays double what the Preferred pays. However, they cover the same things. Most people want the best because it pays the most when something happens. So I'll describe the Elite 8 side of coverage, but all of our policies here are really great. So if you were put into the ICU for any reason, we're going to pay you $1,600 a day. And that benefit doubles if you were there due to a vehicle accident. So if you were held up in the hospital for 10 days, we're going to pay you $32,000. There is a step-down unit benefit in this plan as well. So for up to 30 days after the ICU, we'll pay $1,200 a day. That's half for the kids. And there is a couple ambulance benefits in this plan as well as an accidental death benefit if you were to pass away in the ICU. So just some limitations here. Can't have any pre-existing conditions, no like heart disease, heart attack, strokes, things like that. Nothing self-inflicted. Can't be robbing a bank, break your foot, and expect to be covered. And the vehicle accident benefit, the double coverage applies if you're riding in, operating, or being struck by, a car, truck, bus, commercial airliner, or train. It does not apply if you're riding things like jet skis, ATVs, motorcycles, things like that. You're still covered. It just doesn't double since those activities are a little bit more dangerous. So just to wrap things up, a few of our commitments to you as a policyholder. These benefits are paid directly to you to use in any way that you need. I honestly see ICU and accident claims come in, and because most people have health insurance, they just use those funds and they take their family to Disneyland. So you can use the money however you want. Your coverage is guaranteed renewable for life, so no matter how expensive you get to the company, there's never a point where we can drop your policy. Only you can drop your policy. You win some awards for this one. Your phone call is answered by a live person. So you're speaking to someone right here in the United States, no pressing ones or twos. And what's really great is your premium does not increase with age or because of claims. So whatever rate you initially qualify for is the rate that you're locked in for life. And it's not like car insurance. If you get into an accident, your rate doesn't go up. So we've actually never raised the rate on any of our existing policyholders. So we do all of our pricing based off of age. And in this example, I'm going to choose someone between the age of 41 to 45. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked into what health insurance might cost if you were paying out of pocket every month, but we work with many different policyholders, farmers, self-employed folks, people that run their own businesses. And on the low end, we hear anywhere from $600 to $800 a month. And on the high end, anywhere from $1,500 to sometimes well over $2,000 a month. So a lot of people expect something like this that covers over 30 different benefits, that pays the money directly to you with no lifetime cap to be about the same price. But for an individual in this age category, for that top level of coverage that we were talking about, the total would only be $41.60 a month. And then for that preferred level, it would be $20.80. Not too bad. I know when I was catching up with Lizzie a little earlier this week, she was saying, honestly, looking at some of these plans, I think that I spend more on Amazon every week. I spend a ridiculous amount on my phone. For something that will protect me financially if something does happen, these numbers just kind of make sense. And this policy makes sense even if you never file a claim. So there's only one of three things that can happen. You either get your money back through claims if something does happen, a savings check if nothing does, and a combination of the two if something small does. So I'm going to use the Elite example just to show you how that return of premium will work. So we're going to do 4160 times that by 12, and then times that by 25. So we hope that nothing ever happens, which in this case, we're just going to come back in 25 years and cut you a check for over $12,000. I don't know about you, but I call that a pretty good day. Now, 25 years is a decent chunk of time, so typically something does happen. So say you found yourself in the ICU for a couple days, and we paid you $7,500. Now, this is kind of a silly question, teetering on a stupid question, but would you rather take out $7,500 from your own account, go and take out a loan, or just have us cover that upfront cost for you? Right. And in this case, we're still going to come back in 25 years and cut you a check for the difference, so you're never throwing any money away. Now, the real reason people get something like this is, say we paid you anywhere from $50,000 all the way up to $100,000, like in this claim here. At that point, we're not going to come back and cut you a return of premium check because we've already paid you a lot more than you put in. But you're also not filing for bankruptcy, selling everything that you own, and the plan was there to protect you and your family when you needed it the most. So the only way you can lose here is if you need to have a plan and you don't have one. So now that you've kind of seen everything, different people like different aspects of this plan. Melissa, she just really liked the fact that this plan was affordable. She's a single mom with 2 kids. And she said that having something like this wouldn't take any meals away from the family. But if she did need to use it, it sure would add a lot of meals to the table. And Eric, he just really liked the forced savings aspect. He's not the best with his finances. And he said that someone can save for me while I'm also protected. It's not every day that you can find really good coverage and also plan for your future. And Andrea, she just really liked the fact that the money was paid directly to her. She knows what bills need to wait and what bills cannot wait when you're going through something serious. So she just really liked that aspect of control. But for you, what did you like most about the plan? And knowing that you don't have anything in place like this, why would having something like this make sense and feel good for you to have? One of my favorite videos is with Jim Rohn, and he's talking about how he realized that everything in this life is risky. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. You think trying is risky? Wait till you get the bill for not trying. So everything in this life is a risk. As we saw in the statistics, I think anything can happen to anyone at any time. So just ask yourself, what risk are you comfortable in making? Thank you guys very much for your time. I hope you took this as an opportunity to make a decision, because we really don't know what tomorrow brings. Thank you very much.